The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, I'm Sabrina Brown. Thank you for joining us. Grand Bahama is poised for an economic boost with additional airlift in the pipeline. The Ministry of Tourism and other industry partners teaming up to launch an aggressive marketing campaign in 3 U.S. cities: Raleigh and Durham, North Carolina, and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Officials met with key players in the private and public sectors, travel agents, and media houses in those areas to promote new direct and nonstop air service to Grand Bahama Island, which will take place throughout the month of October. This new schedule is a continuation of the widespread promotion throughout the United States that has been ongoing over the past several months. Tourism officials say the packaged programs, which began in May, has produced positive results for Grand Bahama, yielding an exponential increase in airlift by over 33%, with strong market positioning for the island. Grand Bahama's newest all-inclusive hotel property is said to be doing well, and tonight the top executive says local businesses stand to benefit. His remarks came during the monthly meeting of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce at the Pelican Bay Resort today. Since opening its doors back in March, the multi-million-dollar Memories Grand Bahama Beach and Casino Resort has been holding its own. In the midst of a struggling economy, General Manager Gabrielle Varela told members of the business community that the property has been averaging a monthly occupancy rate of about 65%. Varela says although the resort is all-inclusive, the impact could be far-reaching.
People from Lucay, from the marketplace, asked me if it's possible to send people to the restaurant, and he paid me my cost. So we are thinking, well, because we need to know exactly which kind of restaurant is, how's the way that they handle the food, the hygiene, everything, the cleanness of the place, whatever.
He says while the 492-room resort is performing well, there are challenges in this highly competitive market.
Usually the people who comes through a all-inclusive has come first from Mexico, or for Dominican Republic, or for Jamaica. So the competition is really hard. And in here in Bahamas, it's not cheaper. In comparison with that destination, we are not cheaper. Well, we are expensive. You make the comparisons and to change it. So it's a big challenge, but we can do it. Absolutely, we can do it. We have the team. The team that we have in the hotel is great.
The resort has a 95% Bahamian staff, and Varela says training is a priority.
We have a manager, and the next week he's Bahamian. The next week he will go 15 days to Dominican Republic to a cross trainee, to come back and then shows the way that we are doing the things in other places. We have the thing. For example, we have in the hotel we have a David Johnson. David Johnson is I think is the better chef that we have in Bahamas. So we are thinking to move it, not like a chef, because now it's a food and beverage manager, but we can send them to another properties. Absolutely, we want. Maybe for example in Mexico, when we open in November, at the end of November, at the beginning of December, they're gonna ask to everybody an opening team. A lot of people some people from Bahama are gonna send to Mexico to help to open a San Hotel.
Grand Bahama's newest tourist attraction is said to be making waves in the industry. Bahamas Adventures Water Park, located on the coastline near Taino Beach, opened back in March at a cost of $1.7 million, and owner Hadley Forbes believes this product is already becoming a major player in the tourism sector.
Every day the cruise ship come in, someday we got 700, sometimes we got 800, sometimes we got 1,000. That's just the way the business go. And people were saying it's nothing for people to do. So I went out and find something for people to do. Make it happen. It ain't gonna happen if you don't make it happen. We can't just look for the great white hope to come to make it and do it for you. You gotta do it for yourself.
Forbes says this mega investment continues to gain momentum among the visitors. He adds that the idea was to create something different, which caters to the entire family.
We have jet skis there. We have banana boat ride. We have paddle boat. We have all sorts of activities. And then we have a kid camp for party, trampoline out in the water, and other things for the kids to do. While mom and pop is having a cold one, the kids are having a great time playing volleyball, soccer, basketball. Everything is there. I invite the entire Grand Bahama community to come out and see what Forbes Charter is doing.
Now, just in case you missed it, the Bahamas Adventures is open to locals as well. In other news, the government is continuing its efforts to bring down the unemployment figure on this island. While on Grand Bahama this week, the nation's leader addressed the issue. Shashina Roll has that report.
Grand Bahama is the capital of the Bahamas in the industrial sector, and this is why the nation's leader believes that young people must be trained in the industry.
Therefore, we must know that when we look at our country, we examine on a needs basis, a needs assessment basis, those areas that require our attention. And then we just say, we are going to fill those needs. We're going to find a way to create jobs for the young people of our country.
He says an unemployment rate of over 20% on Grand Bahama coming out of a recession is a damning situation for many families.
The worst thing in the world for young people is to be faced with hopelessness.
But the nation's chief says the government is tackling the unemployment problem, adding that substantial development is taking place in other islands of the Bahamas. He is encouraging Bahamians to take advantage of the job opportunities that may exist throughout the country.
What is happening in the Bahamas today, and you must know it and pay attention to it. In places like Bimini, where there is substantial development going on, lots of Grand Bahamians have already found work. And just as in yesteryear, your grandparents and parents moved here, you're going to have the opportunity to find employment in some of these other islands where you will start your own families in those islands. And whether it's Abaco, whether it's Bimini, whether it's Eleuthera, whether it's Exuma, substantial development will be going on in these places, not next year and the year after, but now.
He adds that while the government continues to work with corporate partners on this island, Grand Bahama's future is looking bright.
We are in the middle of some major discussions now that should lead to more development and more jobs, and so on. Until such time as we introduce greater certainty to those discussions, I will just simply say that the discussions are all pitched at creating further employment, further opportunities for the expansion of the economy in Freeport and in Grand Bahama. And therefore, for me, it points to a bright future for Grand Bahama, and through those connections, Grand Bahamians will have greater opportunities.
Shashina Roll, ZNS Network News.
The Northern Edition is coming right back.
Bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The victims of that fatal plane crash on Monday have been identified. According to police reports, they are 47-year-old Robert Dean Carlson of Ormond Beach, Florida, 65-year-old Michael Robert Kennedy of Deland, Florida, 57-year-old Terry Wayne Haynes of Ormond Beach, Florida, and 42-year-old Matthew Sokolowski of Clearwater, Florida. Reports say the twin-engine Cessna 340 aircraft, which was traveling from Morgan Beach, Central Florida, en route to Grand Bahama, crash-landed in waters 5 miles northwest of Freeport. Investigations are continuing. A Jamaican national of Guanaki, Abaco, arraigned before the magistrate's court on Tuesday for possession of dangerous drugs and possession of dangerous drugs with the intent to supply. 38-year-old Tyrone Kelly pleaded guilty to both charges and was sentenced to 4 years behind bars at Her Majesty's Prison in New Providence. He was also ordered to be deported at the conclusion of his sentence. In other news, the Bahamas Association of Compliance Officers will hold a conference tomorrow at the Pelican Bay Resort. The executive officers talk about the significance of the 9th Annual Northern Bahamas Conference. President Sasha Trico Moxie and Yolanda Hilton say the list of speakers is outstanding and there will be a number of interactive sessions, which starts at 8:30 a.m.
The Honorable Allison Maynard, and I should say she's also our AG and Minister of Legal Affairs. We also have the Honorable Minister from the Ministry of Financial Services, Ryan Pinder, who's coming down to also give a presentation. And we have lots of other things coming at you.
BACO panel itself will be putting on a skit of sorts. That should be very interesting. And we are also going to be talking about maintaining the integrity through the compliance officers. We will have Mr. Stephen Thompson, who will be speaking to us as it relates to the National Risk Assessment.
The leading ship care facility on the island continuing to do its part to train young Bahamians in the industrial sector. The Grand Bahama Shipyard recently partnered with the Bahamas National Training Agency to provide on-the-job training for a number of young people. On Tuesday, those participants were given awards for their exceptional service. Training manager at the shipyard, Don Forbes, says for 10 weeks the young men and women gained valuable hands-on experience.
I'm thankful for my opportunity to work here. I've been here 10 weeks. It was a great opportunity. I get to learn many things, especially from the logistics department. Stuff like how to operate forklifts.
Whatever they learned here, I am certain they're going to take it wherever they go. The program itself is very exciting. They've learned a lot. They have worked hard. I'm really hoping for jobs for them, if not here, elsewhere.
The West Grand Bahama Youth Development Association Community Leaders Conclave is set for this coming Saturday at the Mount Zion Baptist Church from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Fred Delancey talks about the aim of the forum.
Community Leaders Conclave is to develop a strategic plan which is designed to create and sustain a more concerned, healthy, productive, and responsible community, especially in the West Grand Bahama area and by extension Grand Bahama. Now we have one primary objective, which is to bring community leaders together to discuss issues affecting residents and also young people in particular, and devise ways to resolve these factors which are affecting the community.
The conclave is in conjunction with the Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture and the West Grand Bahama Local Government Township. Reverend Lindy Russell says a special focus will be on youth organizations.
One of the things we want to be able to do is to identify the community and youth development groups in West Grand Bahama so that we can know who they are, what they're doing, what they have done, and maybe some of the future plans that they would have. In addition to that, we recognize that there are some existing groups that may not be as consistent, and so we want to encourage them to continue their development plans for the community. And then there are some areas that may not have the youth development groups at all, and so we want to encourage them to establish such groups.
That's a look at news, but don't go away. Sports is up next with Ricardo Lightborn.
Everybody, and welcome to Sports. I'm Ricardo Lightborn, Jamal Ferguson celebrating. Yep, we're going to bring that couch to you tomorrow, bro. You know what I mean. Well, let me tell you that for the past 3 days, the trainers in water safety have been training with high expectations. You see, it's called the SOS program, and it's essential with the start of the academic year, just a few days off.
The YMCA SOS Train the Trainer program is completing day 3 of instruction at the Y. Participants under the instruction of Ivanishka Draki have taken up the challenge of becoming certified trainers. Coach Draki says it's an in-depth program that is 5 years old and working.
clinic is for 5 days right here at the YMCA. The objective of the clinic is prepare new instructors that they're going to be carry on the program for the next year. SOS program, as we might know right now, is being running for 5 years. Successfully, 13,000 kids being already instructed how to save their life in cases of accident in the program. And we have to say that we've been very blessed that we have any accident so far, and that all these kids get the instruction how to save their life for free.
The intent is to have preschools, primary and high school phys ed teachers brought up to speed on water safety, and the trainers is the first step.
We do 2 hours every day. The first hour is just classroom. We have a manual that they have to read, and they have to be tested at the end of the day. And the program to be successful and for us to be secure with them, they have to have second amount of hours hands-on before they get the certificate. And I think that's one of the reasons why we have a group of very well-prepared instructors working with the kids and no accidents. This is very important that they be prepared and that they have hands-on before they can be certified.
Coach Drake will also close out the training on Friday, and she'll be taking the same initiative to New Providence.
For that, we have to prepare the instructors, the PE teachers as instructors. And this is one of my objectives here as well. After this, I'm going to have 5 days clinics in Nassau as well, where we have another group of PE and instructors that are going to be doing the SOS program in a different school in Nassau.
This is hands-on training for the trainers and will benefit the YMCA and the schools on Grand Bahama and the Bahamas greatly.
Now, Executive Director of the YMCA, Karen Pinder Johnson, says that the program is making a difference, and with school right around the corner about to start, this thing is timely.
Coach Ivanuska Drake, I'm learning that, was very instrumental in creating the program for us. And this being 5 years since the program started, we felt it was fitting for her to come back and actually reintroduce the training again to us. And she's doing a phenomenal job with the instructors. What we have here today is a mini camp, and our students are having the opportunity firsthand of experiencing the SOS program that is scheduled to begin September 8th, again with the schools.
Can't wait. It's going to be a good one. Well, Team Bahamas in action today at the Youth Olympics in China, and sailor Paul de Souza also sailed in the series races today. 18th overall, not bad for the kid. He'll be back on the water on Thursday. Now, Henry Dolores also placed second in the 400 meters. He ran 47.44 seconds today. He will move on to the finals on Saturday. Shaniqua Dorset also 55.74 seconds as well. Looking pretty good and into the prelims. Well, Serena Brown on the discus, 38.90 meters to advance to the B final set for Saturday. And Trevante Mott ran a personal best in the 110 hurdles, folks, and that's a time of 13.86 seconds. Fourth place. He will also be in the B finals. Now, softball played in the GBSA. The Grand Lucas mixes over the BUT Bulldogs 10-2. That's a co-ed game. The win went to Lucas Hill, and Levi Roll was tagged with the loss. As far as tenors, well, they stopped the Express Food Mart 25-12. Robert Cooper got the win. Jermaine Scavala the loss. Pelican Bay Barracudas defeating the Police Crime Stoppers 3-0. Brian Davis got the win, and also Darren Mortimer with the loss. Now, they will in turn also play tonight. Going to be a couple games out there. Go and check it out. It's at the GB Sports Complex. No mosquitoes this time of year. Okay, that's a look at sports.